And of course, that is a name, I believe it's listed on Team Liquid. By the way, a lot of people are saying that it was a fake drop last game. Actually, that's probably right. It didn't actually occur to me, but yeah, that actually sounds right. Going for the fake drop, forcing Firebat Hero to pull all his units back. In which case, that was actually quite clever. That was actually smarter than me. Hey, pro gamers are better than me in this game. Go figure. Anyway, Lizzy, as you can see, is 2-0 this season. For all you people who are like, oh my god, spoilers! Cover your ears or just like stop watching live games unless you're caught up. But yeah, Lizzy, his 2 wins are in StarCraft 2 matches actually. He took a game off somebody, I can't remember. Was it Barracks? It might have been Barracks, but he actually won the ace match against Effort when KT played against CJ. So that was pretty nice. That was pretty impressive. It was a PvZ on Cloud Kingdom, I believe. But anyways, we are now in Brood War, so let's actually see his Brood War skills here. Now this is actually very interesting. I think this kind of lineup choice shows part of the strategy involved in player picks for this new format. For those of you unaware, there's a rule now that a player cannot play the same game 2 weeks in a row. So if you play Brood War 1 week, you have to play StarCraft 2 the next week, and vice versa. So since Lizzy played StarCraft 2 last week, or last round, I guess, opening day, he has to play Brood War in this match, or whichever match he would have played after that one. And the thing is, like, I don't think he's a great Brood War player. I don't think we saw him play once during Season 1 of Pro League. So I actually don't even... I don't know anything about his play style or how good he is or anything. But it's just possible that, you know, KT wants to play him anyway because he's like one of their better StarCraft 2 players. So they want to be able to keep using him in StarCraft 2 matches, but then he has to play Brood War matches as well. So I think that's one reason why we're seeing him come out here, because I mean, he's definitely not one of the better Brood War players on KT roster. I mean, that, you know, no offense to him or anything, it's just he's just not. Anyway, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a TVP here. Canata will be the teal Terran at the bottom left. Lizzy, aka Motive, will be the white/peach Protoss at the bottom right. We are on Electric Circuit, or Neo-Electric Circuit. And, well, let's see what happens here. Now the good news for Lizzy is that Canata is actually not a fantastic player himself. Although, having said that, in Season 1 of Pro League, he played an amazing game against none other than Jadong on Ground Zero. You know, if you're bored and you want to go through some old some Season 1 VODs, I highly recommend you check that game out. It was Canata versus Jadong on Ground Zero. I can't remember which round it was, but just check out the Air Force Ace versus Teammate VODs. And I guess I'll spoil it for you now, so cover your ears if you're going to watch it. But basically, Canata won a really long game, like a 45-minute game or something, using like +3 Valkyries in TVZ, something that's basically unheard of. And yet he just destroyed Jadong, so that was really, really cool. I actually casted that as well, so if you want to check out my YouTube channel, the VOD will be there. YouTube.com/SayleBW. Getting my plug in. Bam! Anyway, fast gas here from Canata, so it looks like he's going to be doing some kind of... oh, actually, I'm sorry, no, it's a TVP. What am I talking about? I thought it was TVZ for a second because I was talking about Canata versus Jadong, so I was like, oh, he's going for some tricksy mech play, but no, actually, getting gas first. Very, very standard. In TVP, he's of course going to go for a fast factory. Get some siege tanks out because siege tanks are pretty good. And it looks like it's... Is that a 10-15 gate? That actually looks quite like a 10-15 gate to me from Motive, which does not surprise me at all, considering this is Neo-Electric Circuit. So, so basically 10-15 gate is a slightly cheesy PvT strategy that's essentially a Dragoon rush. You basically get out 5 Dragoons as fast as humanly possible while cutting a couple of probes here and there. So your economy is hurt a little bit, but you get to put on a lot of early Dragoon pressure, and the thing is, there's no ramp on this map. It's a completely flat map with a fairly open choke between your main and your natural, so you can do a lot of damage, although he made a Zealot. Now that actually baffles me. That makes me so confused. Some people are saying it was earlier than 15. Yeah, it looks quite early, but I'm just saying 10-15 because that's the only build I know that looks remotely like this. 10-13 gate I have never ever heard of, and I've also never heard of going Zealot first when you go for fast 2 gates like this. So actually I have no idea what the hell Motive is doing. I don't know why he would opt for that first Zealot. I mean, it's going to help a little bit because there's no wall in here, But this is very, very strange. I'm very curious about what he's doing here. He must have cut more than a couple of probes then if he's got, you know, such a fast second gateway and such a fast zealot. Now the SCV is going to get in here and see this. Going to see the completed second gateway, immediately building a bunker at the front. Even though, you know, he doesn't have a command center yet or anything. He sees how fast that is and he's like, wow, that's very interesting. So he's going to build the bunker. Now his machine shop's done. Probably is going to get a siege tank along with that. Now this zealot really makes things interesting. Usually at this point in the game, Protoss has only dragoons because in the early game, dragoons are far superior to zealots and what you can do with them. They're just so much more flexible. But, well, let's see. Now, that bunker is going to make things interesting. I think Canata did a very nice reaction there, actually. I was curious about what his reaction would be, because it is very difficult to stop early pressure from a Protoss on flat maps like this with no ramp. I mean, you know, Noni actually, in his run through Courage, or Liquid Tyler, if you know him as that, although I think he is Liquid Noni again, he changed his name back to Noni, but Noni really abused the 1015 Dragoon build on Neo Medusa, which was also a flat map, in his run through Courage. So yeah, you know, using some of that Protoss power to get through the Terrans. But, you know, with this bunker here, with that barracks stopping a run by, I think it's going to be very difficult for Lizzy to do any damage with this early aggression. Although I guess we shall see. And looks like building a depot there as well. And he's actually gotten siege mode, so he's actually gone for a siege expand. And here's the break attempt, but the SCVs are already there. There's just no way this is going to work. He's going to snipe some SCVs, but 2 siege tanks in the back. This is a suicide attack. Oh my god. He killed like 3 SCVs and lost a Dragoon, or 3 Dragoons, a Probe, and a Zealot, or something like that. That was horrible, horrible. Look at that. Look, Iris is laughing at him. The Air Force Ace bench is actually laughing at how bad Lizzy is. Did you see that? Guys, tell me you saw that. Iris was like snickering. He's like covering his mouth like, this guy, is he really a Brood War pro gamer? Oh, man. Anyway, Lizzy's just going to follow up cheese with more cheese here, going for a DT rush. Anyway, engineering bay already on the way, so that's like already shut down. Oh Lizzy, oh Lizzy, it's just like 10-13 into DT rush. Like, you actually can't get more cheesy than this in PvT. Oh god, watch. Like, this is not gonna work, so he's gonna like try and drop the DTs, and then that's not gonna work, so he's gonna like rush for arbiters or something. Oh my goodness, this game is gonna end up being like the epitome of PvT cheesiness. Anyway, looks like SCV is scanning out the back. I think he might be checking those back temples thing. There is a backdoor entrance into your main base here. I think it's 10 stacked power generator things. Basically the Brood War equivalent of destructible rocks, except that they're stacked, so you actually need to use splash damage to kill them. You can't just kill them with any unit. Anyway, it's like a missile turret going up in the front here, so that's going to help against the DTs. Now, the one thing to note that is, even if you can detect the DTs, they still do an insane amount of damage. So sometimes what you actually see in PvT is that even if the Terran has detection, the Protoss will just like, you know, make a bunch of Dragoons, make 3 DTs, 4 DTs, and just attack the front and just focus down the bunker. And if you have like 3 or 4 DTs, you can actually just like 2-shot the bunker before he can start repairing it with SCVs. And then they just like break in the front. They just like run in the front, run up to the tanks, and still win the game. So, you know, even though Canata has detection, he still has to be very, very careful about something like that. And the interesting thing is, because there's all those Dragoons at the front, he actually can't send an SCV out to scout. So he does not know, you know, for all he knows, Motive could be double expanding. He could be triple expanding. You know, or he could be going like 1 base carrier. He could be doing anything in the world right now, and Canata just has absolutely no idea. As far as I know, he doesn't have the comsats yet either, so he can't tell that way. He is, however, floating his engineering bay out to go scout. Now, that's actually going to get to Lizzy's natural fairly quickly here, and as soon as he sees no nexus, I think he's immediately going to go into hardcore defense mode. Like, then as soon as he sees no natural, he's going to know, uh-oh, this guy's going to all-in me hardcore. And I'm pretty sure Lizzy is actually going for that bunker bust that I was talking about here, because the DT is obviously not going to sneak in the front. Well, let's see if he tries it. He might. I mean, if he pokes in here, he's actually just going to lose one instantly. Yeah, that's not going to work. So, losing 1 DT immediately. The other guy's staying out of range. That also revealed his hand, by the way. So now Canata knows that he's gone DTs. And let's see if he builds any extra defense. Looks like his academy's almost done. And it looks like he's going in here right now. He's going for the bunker bust. The bunker is going to go down, but it looks like it's not going to matter anyway. Because, wow, so many units. Hello. I heard you wanted to bust me. GG from Motive. Canata closes out the set, or I guess the best of 3 set, and Air Force Ace will actually take the Brood War portion of this series. Very interesting. Despite Flash taking the first game for them, Air Force Ace making a 2-1 comeback here. And that means that KT must now win both the StarCraft 2 Best of 3 and the StarCraft 2 Ace match, you know, if it gets there, for them to win. Looks like Flash getting a pat on the back saying, sorry Flash, sorry that our team sucks at Brood War. But, well, I mean, you know, cheese into more failed cheese. Unfortunately for Lizzy, I mean, I guess part of the reason, of course, is that he's probably focusing a lot more on StarCraft 2, as most of the pro gamers are, I believe. So his Brood War skills not really up to scratch. Canata looking very happy there, and we are going to go on to the StarCraft 2 portion of this match, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first StarCraft 2 game of tonight's series, tonight's rebroadcast. Oh, YouTube ads, sorry about that. And it looks like the first player out for Air Force Ace will be Oregon, aka Piano. I'm going to write Piano in the overlay.